Primetime News is a 20-minute news format that prides itself in bringing you the latest and accurate developments on the domestic, continental and international fronts. Many thanks for joining me for the Thursday installment of Primetime News. I'm Michael Madimba. Headline in tonight's bulletin. The presidential appointees Ludmila Doises and Michael Mutin were unanimously seconded as public service commissioners by the August House. Now, on Wednesday, Minister in the Presidency Christine Hoybers delivered a motivational speech in the August House on behalf of Prime Minister Sarah Madila, where she reviewed the presidential appointees. Commissioner Florence Munyungano's term ends on the 30th of November.
Ms. Doises is being nominated to commence on 1st of December 2024 for a period of 5 years, replacing Ms. Florence Munyungano. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I request this August House to consider the appointment of Mr. Michael Mutonga and Ms. Ludmila Doises as Commissioners of the Public Service Commission in line with Article 112, Sub-Article 3 of the Namibian Constitution as nominated by the President.
The decision of the President to appoint Ms. Ludmila Doises to be member of the Public Service Commission has come at the right time that the Public Service Commission need the expertise of Ms. Ludmila Doises.
And looking at her CV, she's a management consultant. It says a lot about her. So, and also for the fact that the President in his wisdom, he thinks about mixing and bring in everybody on board so that nobody must feel left out. So for this, I really appreciate and thank, and we support Mr. House.
I therefore am pleading with this House that we all support the appointment of Mrs. Ludmila Doises as the Commissioner of the Public Service.
With that said, Honorable Speaker, I wish to really express my appreciation to the members of this August House across political lines who really in unison stood up and support these two distinguished individuals for their appointment as commissioners to the Public Service Commission. Your support is testament of your commitment and dedication to the betterment of the public service.
Meanwhile, an additional member is also being nominated. On to development matters. Urban and Rural Development Minister Erastus Uthoni revealed the city of Windhoek will electrify 4,000 houses over the next 5 years. Uthoni was speaking at a groundbreaking ceremony for an electrification project in Windhoek's Topias-Nyeko constituency on Wednesday.
Commitment from the municipality of Windhoek, government, more particularly the Minister of Urban and Rural, is so committed. Let me, from the onset, applaud the city of Windhoek for continuously taking the initiative in discharging its development obligations to supply electricity to underserved communities of our capital city. This is a positive response to government's drive to narrow imbalances in the development program rolled out to members of our society. Director of ceremonies, the challenges of rapid urbanization and rural-urban migration, as well as the manifestation, among others, in the form of informal urban settlement and development, which is characterized by mismatch between demand and supply in terms of urban services and infrastructure and poor condition, can only be addressed meaningfully and sustainably through collaborative efforts and investment by state and non-state role players and partners.
On to a game-changing development in the education, science and tech sector. Program co-founder and chief executive officer of Yeni AI, Vitalis Aupindi revealed Namibia's first artificial intelligence teacher has now entered the classroom, promising a world-class education at the tap of a finger. Now, launched a year ago, Yeni AI is an artificial intelligence teacher designed to deliver lessons, including everything a human teacher is able to do in a classroom, as well as providing students and pupils with personalized instructions and support tailored to their needs and learning styles.
Haupindi explained how their program is a look into the future of Namibian education.
Yeni is essentially an AI teacher, an artificial intelligence teacher, meaning it's designed to deliver the lesson. Everything that a human teacher does in a classroom, Yeni is able to do that and teach the whole lesson to each individual learner on their devices inside a traditional classroom for public schools and then for homeschoolers as well who use it as a teacher. And so we've been, we launched Yeni over a year and 10 days ago. And so far we are in 3 schools with over 105 learners across Windhoek High School and more in Ashipena, where we have 33 learners, 35 learners across each of these schools. We're only being taught by Yeni across all their 6 subjects, where we prepare the lessons from the syllabus, whatever the learners in the normal class are receiving. We give that to Yeni and we instruct Yeni to teach that lesson to each individual learner in a manner that just makes sense to them. Yes, we did have a lot of challenges. We are still running right now till the 3rd of November before the exams. We are preparing them on the topics they're supposed to do this semester, and then we'll help them do revision with Yeni on the topics they did last semester, because the exam will cover both first term and second term.
In an interview with Nampa, various students taking part in the program expressed how Yeni AI has impacted their learning.
And it is fun, like you bring your devices to school and everything, but the important thing is that like I've learned more, and like it pushes you, because you need to get 80 for a test. And then like if you don't get that 80, it tells you like where you went wrong, then you like redo the lesson. And then like I keep getting like 60s and then 70s, but then I finally got my 80. Now I know more, so like I can go back and then like go write exams and pass. And
because it's more of like a one-on-one teaching, and it helps me ask questions rather than asking questions in class, because usually when you ask questions in class, people make fun of you. So yeah, I would prefer this way.
It's physics, okay, math. It's both my physical teacher and Yeni is good. Chemistry. Yeni also helped me a lot. Yes, it did. From the results I'm seeing. For example, I'll be like in chemistry, when I come, they just be like, okay, you are writing a surprise test, and then from there I'll go, and then I'll just like fail that test, like not even a D. So when I try myself with Yeni, like usually I used to come in the morning and then from there just take a quiz just to see what I remember. Ask Yeni to give me a quiz, and then from there I'd like get 50% or 60. So I always pass when it comes to surprise tests. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Sheila Perestrela reporting for Primetime News.
On to some showbiz updates emanated from the United States. A superstar rapper Shan Da Comms has been indicted on charges of racketeering, conspiracy and sex trafficking, prosecutors said on Tuesday. The music mogul, who was arrested on Monday, also faces a 3rd charge of transportation to engage in prostitution, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York said.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Shan Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Shan Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
He's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. Wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
Stay tuned for your top roundup with the business segment afterwards. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, the slot encapsulating business and economics. All People's Party lawmaker Linus Muchila, in his inaugural speech in the August House on Wednesday, proposed a blanket VAT exemption for essential goods purchased by all pensioners. Here is a snippet of the lawmaker's remarks.
APP recommends a blanket VAT exemption on essential goods purchased by all pensioners, ensuring that even the most vulnerable elderly citizens do not have to bear the burden of indirect taxation. While those who retire from formal employment may have accumulated savings and receive tax benefits during their working years, they were also taxed upon retirement, often at higher rates than during employment. It is only just that they no longer contribute to the economy in this way, given their contribution throughout their lives. This policy will help alleviate the financial strain on our senior citizens.
The Irongo Regional Electricity Distributor, or Irongo RED, the Roads Authority and the Road Fund Administration on Wednesday signed a tripartite agreement to install 24 streetlights with stainless steel spigots along the Swakopmund Bridge. Now, the agreement aimed at enhancing infrastructure at the coastal town also includes the installation of 20 additional glass-reinforced polyester streetlight poles equipped with LED luminaires at both ends of the bridge.
And when people steal the guardrails, they need to be replaced, and we have to put some unnecessary investment to that. So I hope, and we have taken a proactive approach to engage the police and really go after those who have vandalized, especially the Swakop Walsh Bay bridge. It's quite a very important bridge, and we cannot allow that. In the same vein, Honorable Governor, I think it's always important that when we meet like this, we use this opportunity to brief you and brief the residents of Irongo region about the progress we are making with regard to the road network in Irongo. I'm happy, Honorable Governor, to report that the section which we are busy with now in terms of the Dr. Ifikepunye Pohamba Freeway, we will be completing that section up to the Swakop interchange, up to the Walsh Bay interchange by mid-October, and we'll be able to open it to traffic. I'm also happy to report that the contractor has also commenced with the continuation from the Walsh Bay interchange to the Walsh Bay traffic circle. So it is our intention to ensure that we can complete the remaining 8 kilometers so that there's a free flow of traffic from the harbour all the way joining Dr. Ifike Punye Pohamba Freeway all the way up to Vindu.
Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sport in action. The high-octane world of Formula One chose this segment to life. Lando Norris declared earlier today he has nothing to lose as he aims to close the Formula One world title gap on Max Verstappen at this week's Singapore Grand Prix. McLaren driver Norris, who carved his way past Verstappen to 4th place after starting 15th on the grid at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix last weekend, is hunting down Red Bull's triple world champion at the top of the driver's standings. Now, Verstappen's lead has been cut to 59 points, with 7 Grand Prix and 3 sprints to go, leaving a maximum of 207 points up for grabs. McLaren are the new favourites for the team title, having opened up a 20-point lead on Red Bull, but Norris believes the Drivers' Championship is still in Verstappen's hands. On to some rugby updates. All Blacks coach Scott Robertson is expecting a hell of a Bledisloe Cup test against Australia on Saturday, predicting a tight game despite the Wallabies being mercilessly exposed by Argentina. New Zealand head into the clash in Sydney as favourites, having owned the trophy since 2003 and losing just one of their last 12 tests against Australia. But they are on the back foot and Robertson is under scrutiny after consecutive rugby championship defeats to South Africa. Australia are desperate for a win after the stunning capitulation this month in Argentina, where they led 20-3 before collapsing to a 67-27 defeat, their largest in history. Stand by for your sports roundup. This is where we dock for the night. It's been a pleasure having you. Another primetime news edition beckons tomorrow, so make sure you catch me same place and time. Before I forget, kindly follow the on-screen prompts to stay abreast with happenings on the local, continental and international fronts. Otherwise, from myself, Michael Medimba, and the creative force behind Primetime News, it's good night.